I go, hey, motherfucker. And before I get motherfucker out of my mouth, literally, in my peripherals, I see muzzle flash out of the back seat. Some dude had a gun up. I couldn't see it. He must have been back like far enough and deep enough. I felt myself get hit. It hit me in my kind of rear pelvis. Broke my pelvis, shattered my iliac crest, threw bone shrapnel into my stomach, and then the bullet lodged in my spine, L3, L4. I can't stand up. I can't move my lower half. I can move my toes and my feet, but I had no muscle. I had no strength.
Has anyone called the police this time?
So I had my wife, tell my wife, call the police.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in shock, obviously. She's doing the best she can. And so I hear in the background, Lady's like, ma'am, you're not making sense. And so I'm like, here, give me the phone, I'll talk to her, put pressure on my wound. So I moved my wife to put pressure on my wound as I talk to the operator.
What's going on, everyone? Sid Gordon here with the Sid Gordon podcast powered by Core Medical. And impactful story today, guys. Matt and Kalob came on, former teammates. And, I think that by watching this podcast, it will really show people the importance of life. And what is really important is growth, health, and love for your family. And when something interrupts that, how devastating it can be. So guys, tune in, and thanks for your support. Guys, thank you so much for coming on this podcast, man. My hat is off to Matt immediately, obviously, when that incident happened, which we'll be talking about here shortly. It was like all hands on deck, and he loves you to death. And it's when you have someone that you care about, cares about someone else, it's all hands on deck immediately. And that was an amazing move that you did, and it was enjoyable because you get to see how many people really care, right. and it's a big deal. But we like to start this podcast off by just kind of getting your background, where you came from, Kalob, and just your come up. And right. I know you're a family man now, and
first of all, thank you. I didn't even know your name, and I'm hearing your name about stuff you're doing to me while I'm in the hospital, literally through Matt. It's like, oh yeah, Sidney got this. Hey, I got this for you. Like, thank you. Like,
absolutely,
the whole team. Like, I didn't even know John. Like, and this guy's like, man, we got stem cells for you. I'm like, I don't know half these people, and you're just throwing names. Oh yeah, John will hit you up later. Like,
well, testosterone's a powerful drug. Dude, no one wants to piss off the drug dealers. You know what I mean?
No.
I'll put estrogen in your shit if you don't help me.
It is. No, but it was like, you don't know what you guys did. In the very beginning, like, you have no idea. Like, it was great to help me, but like what you're doing to my family, my wife and kid, like, it was very hard not to be able to do some things, like laying in an ICU room and it's happening around you,
Mm-hmm.
because you're like helpless. Like, you don't know what it feels like to be helpless, and you're like, how the fuck do I get out of here? How do I do this? And you can't. Mm-hmm. So for that to be going on in the background was huge. Way bigger than you guys see, and
Thank you.
Thank you. About my heart. Gosh, man, you had to jump right into it like that, didn't you?
Yeah,
you had to come right into it like that.
I guarantee I'm going to cry at some point.
I mean, come on, man. We start with something harder if we go into that.
I took 2 estrogen blockers before I got here.
There you go. Smart man.
All right, give me one of those.
It's in my bag.
Okay.
You might want to sniff one.
I'll need one of those. So I came up, small town, Central Illinois, cornfields, nothing. Working poor, like good morals, good values, just didn't have much, End up in the Army, not through like this call to serve Uncle Sam, this great thing. No, I got kicked out my first college for beating up an RA. I was a reckless kid, rambunctious.
It's not a common theme in this podcast.
No, like I definitely, yeah, it wasn't like I was just this noble cause that like, oh, I called to serve. Like, I knew I'd be in the military. That's the first thing I said. I want to be a Navy SEAL when I was like 3 years old, like a third grader. I remember my mom telling me that. They wouldn't give me a contract right out of high school, so I didn't. And so after beating up the RA, my parents opened the letter on Christmas Eve. For some reason, they check a P.O. box, and they were like, you're expelled from East Illinois University. Never allowed back on the campus. During the time for expulsion, I got another drinking offense, violent offense. Like, I had to drive back in a snowstorm between like airborne school to go have a court date, to get that off my record to make sure nothing, because I lied and left. So when they opened that letter, I was like, well, I already signed up. I leave January 13th. So talk about this massive disappointment to like, you're what? And like, yeah, I signed up. I didn't need your permission anymore. So I left a few weeks later. went to the Army, ran into this guy.
You guys meet right away?
Yeah, we met on our first trip, first deployment, first unit, downrange Afghanistan. He was my medic. He was an E6 or something. I was like little E4, spec 4 in the sniper section. So, but he like covered down all of us because we have medics, and so we really got to.
Was that the Army or?
That was the Army.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we didn't get to.
So when you went in, you went straight in to be a GB or?
No.
Okay,
Just infantry. 11 Bravo is where I was first.
Okay.
And then doing one trip with them, I saw, remember those guys with the beards. They were rolling outside the gate when the gate got hit or something. Rolling out with these beards. And
I actually talked about the dude that did the headshot when the guys breached the gate. That
Yeah.
suicide vest was running. That dude that dropped that guy with his pistol. We were like, oh my God.
yeah, these dudes are like, I'm like, dude, who are these guys doing this sexy shit? I'm like, dude, I'm over here like little private snuffy trying to get in the action.
You started in the long range surveillance unit. Was that your first?
Yeah.
With Seco?
Yep,
Was it?
that was the first thing. And I was like, who are these cats? And so then, so I was in the guard and switched over to active duty. I was like, I want to go do this full time. This is like what I want to be. So I switched over to active duty. I went to a Q course or selection. Got picked up, and then went through a Q course right after that, and ended up in 5th group here in Fort Campbell. Not say here because we're in Florida here, but here at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Stayed there, did 4 deployments with them, back to back to Middle East. 6 months on, 6 months off. Was never home. It was the life. I mean, it was great. Got blown up, TBI. They said I was promoted, and so they said I had to take time off and go be an instructor for 4 years, kind of heal up. We had a terrible head-to-bed ratio. There's a lot of things. Most of us divorced, all these other crap that goes on when you live that lifestyle. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm coming back. And they called me bluff, so I decked my next promotion and got out. I already had the promotion pin and everything. Went to the SLC, all the leadership course you're supposed to be. They sent me that because they didn't think I would get out.
So explain that in detail a little bit for me. So you were overseas. You got blown up.
Yep.
Came back. They made you transition to being an instructor instead of being active.
Yeah, no, they were going to, so I wouldn't be on the teams. I was going to leave the teams. After so long, you're supposed to leave the teams anyhow. There's a way you can get around it or kind of like extended period. And so that's what I was trying to do. But they were like, hey, you got to go back and be an instructor, take a break. You guys keep going back and forth. You've got TBI, traumatic brain injury. Some other things going on. I had ear surgery for like repairing my eardrums that got blown out. They were like, you got to go back and take time off. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina or Yuma, Arizona, to go be an instructor at one of the two, like the free fall school or a SWIC instructor, which you become an instructor for kids going through the Q course.
Okay.
To try out. It's kind of a way of giving back to the community. You take your experience, which is a great thing. It wasn't for me. I didn't want to do that. And so I signed a declaration or whatever. I won't promote. I'll deny the promotion. I'll get out before I take it and move. And so I did that. And they called my bluff. They said, hard doodle, you decked your promotion. You're going to give us that back and you're out.
That was it.
That was it.
And then you went through the retirement.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't even med retire. I decked it. I just got out. Separated after
What
11.
year was it?
2020. Yeah, right before COVID hit. So COVID was hitting like
How was that transition?
it was brutal. It still is brutal. It's probably the hardest transition you go through. It's weird because you like look for something, you lose your whole identity. You have all this status, you have all this like I don't know, everything you built. Tried, you've reached a pinnacle, you're like, okay.
Did you have a kid at the time or?
No, I didn't have a kid.
Okay.
And I had a kid 2 years ago, so he's 2 years, so 2023. Got out in 2020. So it'd been about 2 years after I got out. 21, 22, 3 years after I got out.
When you decided that you were just gonna call it quits because you couldn't continue on the path that you thought was like the right path for you, was it just like fuck this, I'm done?
Yeah, it was. Well, at first it was kind of a little jaded almost. It was kind of a little, because my timing, what they wouldn't do, part of it was I wanted to go back to another unit selection. I'd already been once and got all the way to the end. They said come back in 2 years. But due to deployment cycle and off tempo, I couldn't go back until I was like, well, this one will free up so I can come back, but I need 3 more months on my contract. They wouldn't let me extend it another month. They said, no, if you're staying in another month, you're going to be an instructor. I was like, no, I'm not.
Do you think they did that because there was a lack of instructors at the time, and that's what they
No.
what they needed?
I think it's part of they kind of eat their own. It's your machine, especially at fifth group. Like there's great things about fifth group, but we're the Legion. Like we continue to go downrange. You're a machine. You know you have to keep producing. The instructors all set aside. There's 8 other groups. There's 6 other groups that what is it? 4 other active groups and how many National Guard groups that can all donate instructors to this course. But when you're in fifth group, you are always to the Middle East. You're always to the hot spots: Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. It doesn't matter where. Those are the only places we go. So they call it the Legion for a reason, because you were constantly there, just like the Roman legions. You were always in the mix. So for them, though, it's like, cool, move out of the way, we'll get another one. Like,
Got it.
Like it's like, hey, you're not part. You can't participate. We need to get you out of the way. We got another guy to slide in, good or not. But I was on a great team, so we always were on the tip of the spear, because you always try out for these missions every time you want to be the best team. And we were actively competing for that best mission. And we had some of the best team sergeants. I had some best teammates, like high performers. Not saying I was just lucky to be on the team with these guys that, enabled us to get the best spot. And when you're not able to be on that anymore,
Yeah.
you got it. It's part of it,
Yeah.
It's like any pro sports team. If you
I use that analogy all the time. I mean, I have a lot of close buddies that play in the league, and they one of them had the best game of his life. And it was the final game of the season. He shows up the next day to have a team meeting, gets called into the office, and they cut him. And it was brutal. I mean, he was in a bad place. Like, it was, no matter how well you play or how bad you play, the reality of it is that, like, when you get cut from something and you didn't expect it to happen, or there was no rhyme or reason to you that makes sense, I mean, that's a hard thing. I mean, I was talking to Colton and Matt the other day, and I was like, I've seen a lot of guys transition, and that is probably the most difficult thing to watch. I can't even imagine doing it. And then, the harder part is, reason why we have the foundation, actually talking through a lot with Matt and Colton. I think a bigger calling for the foundation isn't just the hormone side of it. I think it's more of like the brotherhood side of what the foundation can offer. Because, we have guys come in that just are civilians, that are active duty service members, that are police officers, that like just need other men. And it's relieving to them when they find a group of guys that just are trying to keep it real and accept them for whoever the fuck they are, and not be fake. And man, that's a real hard community to find these days.
It's very hard, especially when you go through, like, you have a team or something you've been with for years, and you built like friends for life. You can't replace it. Like, you've been through some like life or death shit time and time again. You're like, don't even know. Coming home sometimes, you build this bond. Like, what is it? Through adversity comes the best bonds there are. Like, so those guys you've sucked with or been through like these terrible times, you're closer than most of your families. And you can't describe it. So when you lose it all and you're like, shit, I'm not in the fight anymore, it's extremely difficult.
So what did you do when you retired?
I tried to get out and chase the dollar. I started a business trying to be a general contractor. Thought money would make it better. Thought it would fill a gap. Building homes, real estate. Thought you can make money there. You can. Doesn't fill the hole. No. Doesn't fill the void. It just doesn't. Especially, for me, it sufficed until having a kid, and that kid really kind of was like, "What am I building here?"
Yeah.
It really brings it all home, because I didn't have that before. I don't know how the guys did it deploying. I don't. My hat's off to them. I know why they cried, and I didn't understand at the time. Like, when you go through something where you almost get smoked. You're like, you wonder why that dude's shaking or crying, sitting down after it's all over. You're like, let's go, let's get these fuckers back. Let's get up. I'm pushing them to go. Now I look back and I'm like, what a dumbass. Like, that was piss poor leadership of me. That was not I didn't understand.
I mean, you don't know what you don't know.
I know, but once you know, you're like, God, I wish I could undo that one. Just shows how powerful it is, a kid is, and what he does for you. And
I mean, something, so Colton calls me up and he's like, hey, listen, when we're ready, I have this dude who will be a great fit for the foundation. And he has another job offer that's like was really good money. And when Colton was like talking to him and they're going back and forth and kind of cultivating like how they could work really good together, he calls me back. He's like, Matt wants to come here instead of going there. I'm like, fucking, I don't need to talk to him. He's hired. Right? You know what I mean? Because I mean, for me, I learned about 5-6 years ago as a business owner that when I'm focusing on my money, it does shit. But when I focus on my staff's money, it does a lot. Like I don't have to worry about my money if my staff and coworkers are thriving and growing. My money just comes. So I take money out of the equation in almost every situation that I jump into. It's more like the journey and the goal of success, because that fills voids. Like when you're overcoming things and figuring stuff out and making people have more bandwidth to take on more of like a workload to make more money, right? So it's like the puzzle. It's not the completion of the puzzle, right? And like and that's been a big tool, you know, for me. How are you, like, how about your transition? Do you guys think it's the same for everybody, Matt? Like, is it pretty, in your caliber of operators, you guys think it's like this, pretty much the same shit?
It looks pretty similar with guys. Yeah, everyone has a big struggle. It's hard with special operations because you are doing, like, important shit that has huge implications on a national strategic level. So coming off that and finding purpose again it's tough. It's real tough.
If it's so consistent, like why isn't there some type of solution?
Yeah, I mean, they have, I know on the active duty side, they do a couple programs where guys can start working in a job before they get out to try to help with the transition some. But there's definitely not, it could be addressed
a lot with
I think a job is part of the answer, but I don't think it's like the answer.
I think it's identity crisis.
Yeah.
You lose all your almost like lost there, like you're revered or you did all these things. So like you can't even talk about your wife doesn't even know, or like these things. You're like, I'm doing badass shit in a way, but it's like then you walk out and it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter what you did, who you killed, how many you did, or whatever you did. Means jack shit. Change the diaper, dude. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like show up on time, or okay, cool story, bro. Here.
What would you suggest? What would be your both of you guys? What would be your advice to somebody that is about to go through that?
Find purpose. You really need a purpose over anything else. It has to be something that you wake up for every day. Like, you know, like it's hard to find something that big of purpose. Like that's why a lot of guys probably find it more comforting going to the agency or somewhere else, just because it's still the same mission set. Find a really good purpose.
Well, I mean, a purpose compared to that is next to none.
Very hard.
Right?
Yeah. Very hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting too, because like, I like to like obviously invite like guys to go like hunt and stuff. And a lot of dudes like don't really have any urge to go sit in the woods and shoot something because they've hunted the most dangerous game. Right. Some of the guys really enjoy it. That's why I try to push like a bow on them or something like that. Right. It's like really, but like I can see how difficult that could be when you come out of that. It's the fear of the unknown too. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because a transition, that's a severe transition. Getting fired from a job, right, or having a business shut down, and you're living check to check, and now you don't have anything, and you're just petrified. You know, your back's against the wall. I've been there. It's a freaking scary place. I mean, I've been in a place to where. I'm not trying to compare that transition because, again, it's a severe one, but I've been in a place to where, as of recent, well, maybe it was like 4 years ago, to where after COVID, they were going to wipe out all the telemedicine stuff, and we're going to have to go back to like brick and mortars, people coming in for their first visit. I have 77 employees. 90% of them are the breadwinners in their houses, men and female, and if I had to do that after I just spent over $1 million and all my state licensing and all this stuff, if I had to do that transition, we would have gone out of business. And luckily, it didn't end up happening, but it was like that close. I think I talked to Colton about it, and I was like, because you can't really show the fear to your staff, right?
Right,
so you're
right.
gonna be like, oh, no, guys, don't worry, everything's just gonna be just fine here. So at the time Colton wasn't working with me, I'm like a mile a minute, my head's going freaking crazy, and like the amount of stress that's on you because you're thinking like the worst, right? Like we most men, in my opinion too, is like the analogy of like, remember when you're like in high school and you call a girl and she's not answering the phone and you're dating her and then all of a sudden your mind just goes to like the worst place. I have that ability like on a very high level all the time.
That's good to have.
It's like, but now I'm like in this spot to where, due to the people that are surrounded by me, I'm in a spot to where like we're gonna figure it out no matter what. Like take everything today, and I believe that my leadership and the team that I have like will help, and we will figure it out. Like, and that's a big part of growth too. Like when you're not worried about something bad happening, it's a relieving thing. And it's taken me 30 years. I've been self-employed for 26, and I'm unemployable now. So I have to figure out a way to make it work. You know what I mean? Like who's hiring me, dude? Like
Too far down,
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
With the sales,
Yeah, man. Well, the great part about it is like, Matt has been like a complete savage. I'm super proud of him the last like 4 months with, his growth and his change. And you can just hear it in his voice and the humility, which was probably kind of hard for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. I also had coming back to your other question too on that transition, for me personally, for a lot of guys, finding a community is huge. That purpose is difficult to find again, but that community's there. And with the foundation, that's, like you said, that's something else we can provide. There are some guys who don't. I'm fortunate enough to have love and compassion everywhere I turn from all my boys and my family. Not everyone has that, but you got to seek it out because you just can't do it on your own.
Well, I mean, you were having a hard time accepting it.
Yeah, 100%. You get used to operating on your own in your own head, and it took me a while to realize, like, man, you can't do this on your own.
Yeah, I mean, the great part about that battle is that at some point you get to a place to where you get a little bit more comfortable from what I see, and then now you have this amazing story to help other people, right? So like the reason why the right thing to do is when there's people out there putting out their hand is you accept it, and then you remember that there's other people out there that need a hand, and then you give it, right? Yeah. So like that's like the best part. And in the hard part though is that first step of like accepting, like, what? There's got to be someone else out there that deserves this more than me. Well, unfortunately, that's not the truth right now.
That is very hard to do. It's very hard to do, especially when you're trained, wired as a man. Like you just don't. It's not very easy.
Yeah.
But you're taking it. You're getting a hand by like other men just like you. You know what I mean? Like you're like just the same as us. Like there's no different. But you're helping me do this. It's like it's weird. It's very hard to do. It's like a pride thing, humbling thing.
Yeah, I mean the great part is that when I need to learn how to do something, I can't like read a book because I can't really read. So I go to other people and I ask them, hey man, you're an expert at this. How do you do this? Like Matt the other day, I'm like, dude, can you show me how to like suture better? Spent hour going back and forth, blah 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 blah. When you ask another man for help, you're now forming a direct bond with that other man because, number one, we all like that ego stroke for like, all right, this guy's fucking knows like I'm good at this. Wow, that's awesome. Right. And then during the process of learning, you're getting closer and closer. And then it's super important. Like you can't really form a relationship with anybody without, having that humility. And letting them know where you're at and shit like that, and it's got to be hard. I mean, there's probably a good reason why when you get in the military they don't start telling you this is going to be really difficult when you leave here, right? You know what I mean? No. Hey guys, are you sure you want to do this? Because when you leave, it's going to be like the worst thing you've ever done in your life.
Right. Yeah, they don't say that at all.
No.
We're lucky though, at least for us though, we're way better off than 98% of all the other military that gets out. They get shit on, told like you're a quitter. Thanks for leaving the team. You're downtrodden. You're not set up for benefits. You don't have anybody helping. For us, we're way better off than 99% of the military because they get out, and even the Marine Corps. I've seen it with Marines that have been under me. I've helped them out across services. They get out and they're told, like, you're a quitter. You're not on the team anymore because you're transitioning out. They don't get set up for benefits. They walk out with zero, not even a VA rating, and this guy's got a Purple Heart. Like, it just shit on. And that's the highest level of failure by any NCO or the old way of thinking in the military. It's disgusting and something that needs to be overhauled or looked at because these guys get out. They did more than most people. Some multiple deployments, and they're getting treated, eaten by their own. Whereas we get the transition, we get sat down. We have a surgeon right in our per company, per battalion. We have a surgeon we go to. He's been documenting everything this whole time. He says, hey, X, Y, and Z, this is what you need to do. Here's also all your medical records, and we need to get you to go see this person before you get out. We're kind of set up a lot better, as in our paperwork is done. We're told, hey, you're not the tough guy anymore. Tell them what's wrong with you. Whereas there's no, like, shame or anything like that. Granted, there is that level of, like, well, so you're not in the fight anymore, you know what I mean? But there's not the humiliation or the
Indirect abuse.
yes. Whereas, like, you see that with some of these young soldiers that have contacted me that were overseas with me. We pull Marine from our Op 4, Spec 4, like base security overseas in, like, Syria. We got, like, young Marines that are like, hey, dude, I got out. I didn't get anything. Can you know anybody can help me? I'm like, what do you mean? Do you got Purple Heart, bro? You got a piece of shrapnel through your shoulder. You got zero disability rating? Like, and so connecting them with the simple people where we have the nonprofits and stuff come in and talk to us to get us set up for our claims. All these things are super fortunate to have and make a huge impact, just financial, just give them something to have for their life and make sure they can get taken care of. Like, it's...
Well, it's funny, Cody, like the first thing Cody says to somebody that he meets in the military, hey, I'm Cody Alfred, do you have your 100% disability? and dude, he's, probably hundreds of people he's sent to that company. He doesn't make a penny. Not $1 does he. They've offered to, like, pay him for the amount of referrals. I've sent probably 10 people through him to this group, and, like, that is the first question that he asks every single person in the military that he meets. And I'm like, I was trying to figure it out to be, I'm like, oh, this guy must be making a fucking fortune off this shit. And he's like, dude, I would never take a penny, ever, not one from these groups. And that's because I think he remembers how hard it was.
The Marines are the worst about it. The Marine Corps is the worst about eating their own.
Yeah, there's another guy that was a Raider too I'm super close with. When he went in for retirement, he went in, they handed him his paperwork, and people who were loving and caring when he walked through the building a month before coming back from a deployment, once he put in his papers, we're just like, see you later. And that was it.
Yeah, we have actually, like, sergeant major stuff that sits you down for you, going, hey, here's how the game goes, here's what you got to do. You're not a tough guy anymore. Just, you're looking out for more than you. That's why you're pride. But, yeah, Lisa Kiss is the VSO out of Tennessee. I've sent her probably 10, 11 people now. I got an email from her yesterday.
What's the name of the place?
Lisa Kiss. She's a VSO, a Veteran Service Organization.
Okay.
And they don't work for the VA. They actually they're paid for by the state of Tennessee to get the veterans to get their benefits and help them bridge that gap. And sorry, Lisa Kiss, if I'm putting you on blast, but
no, it's great.
There should be veterans VSOs located throughout. Like, for us, we bring them to us at group, and they come in before I'm even getting out. But there is an office located in Nashville for us. They should be located throughout any state. But really, they're paid for by, like, the federal government to be there to help the service member bridge the gap to the VA. They do not work for the VA.
So do you think there's a reason why that's not common knowledge when you leave? I mean, obviously, right?
Poor marketing, I don't know, but I know they're free, and I know
I'm saying it probably costs a lot of money when you think about it. So they probably don't want anyone to do it. They make it very difficult. So, I mean, what's the difference between being 70% disabled and 100%?
It's a huge difference.
It's a huge amount of money.
Huge amount of money.
Even 90 to 100, right?
A huge amount of money. And then also for what you get for, like, in Tennessee, your kids go to state school for free, college, they're able to.
South Carolina's the same, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of states like that. Like, you're talking
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Lots of money over the life of your. All the benefits that come with it too. 100% permanent total is Champ VA. You get Champ VA, your whole family's taken care of till your kid's 26. Better insurance than you can buy. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, the other side of it too is like, that amount of money, if, for all the sacrifice is like really not even that much money when it comes to, I mean, in my opinion, it's really not that much money. Like the amount of risk versus the reward is kind of, it's kind of interesting, right? I mean, it's almost as much as you're making as like an E6, right? When you're getting paid, what is it, like $6,000 or $7,000 a month?
Oh no, it's way less than that. It's like $4,000 a month.
What, the retirement?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was a.
So it's like 4,200, 4,500.
It doesn't matter how many kids you have. That
yeah, it goes up. It goes up with kids.
Okay,
so
okay, yeah, that's what. Yeah, so yeah,
Time
cool.
in, like
Yeah.
total amount of years.
Got it. Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Because okay,
So
cool.
disability rating is different than like retirement, and disability rating based off like dependency. It goes up per kid, stuff like that. It's really like, but for guys like us, like we didn't care about the money where you're in. More for us than my benefits and my kids can take care of.
The crazier part is during COVID in certain states, you could just fill in a piece of paper and get $830 a week.
Dude, there's a lot there. I mean, COVID was manufactured. We're gonna charge somebody for that. You know what I mean? Like, have we read any books here that are coming out?
So before we go on, how was your trip out to Cali with John?
That was crazy. That was awesome. I mean, that dude is like a salty dude.
He's the best, right?
He's a hell of a dude.
Yeah, he's great. Do you guys do the podcast in Venice or
No, we did it outside. It's like an hour outside, maybe.
the Deer Lodge?
The Deer Lodge, yeah. There was a big lodge, like a bar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy just walks in. He's like, we're just chilling. Next thing you know, we're rolling. And like, next thing you know, like 2.5 hours in, like some other guy's like, no, we're not stopping. Keep going. Like, it's like, it was insane.
Skylar was there?
Yep. Yeah, that dude's
he's amazing,
that
right?
dude's like a guru of business.
It's actually crazy because I talked to him over the phone the first time, and John told me a little bit about him. But so John is not a guru on business. He's just an amazing actor and like an amazing man, but like doesn't have any business. Like I'm like we were talking. I help him with some finance stuff every once in a while, and I was like, so like, how are you organized financially? He shows me his American Express. He goes, I don't know. I swipe this. It works every time. And I was like, fucking like, oh, okay, cool. And I mean, it should. He's an A-list actor now.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. But the other side of it too is like, he is not like a flashy dude.
He doesn't seem like he didn't come up not at all like an actor.
Chill, no relationship with really anyone in Hollywood. JR's here right now. He's worked with him a lot. He's trained him for like the Punisher and the Accountant and stuff like that, and Terran Tactical and. Everyone just it's great when everyone gets the same read. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you just get the same read every time from the dude.
Not like an A-list actor, but his A-list actor shows up just like chill, like normal dude.
In core medical sweatpants and an orange hoodie.
Yeah.
Every single podcast, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So it's an ongoing joke whenever I travel anywhere. I always have my core gear and stuff, and by the time I leave, he's stolen all my shit. He's like, these sweatpants are the best, and he pulls them up to his like belly. You saw that, right? Yeah, dude, it's the funniest shit
You
ever.
got his hoodie up the whole time, like, that's cool, dude.
He had his hoodie up because he had to shave his head for the Oracle, and he looks like really interesting with a shaved head.
That's right. That makes sense. You have a shaved head.
Yeah,
I was like, man,
yeah.
last time I saw you on a podcast, you had like long hair.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, he's a super hard worker, an amazing dad. He's a great friend.
Oh, he's super good dad. Like, he's into his kids. We talked about kids for a long time. Like, you could tell he just lights up. Like,
so his son Billy is one of the most amazing athletes like ever. Him and John and his son legitimately go to Venice Beach and will play like ex-pro basketball players and beat these guys like on court. Colton played basketball with him. He almost had a heart attack and a stroke at the same time. But what was really cool though is I don't know how often Colton plays basketball, but then he goes on vacation and he's like, dude, yeah, I'm playing basketball with my kids. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool because I don't think he probably would have done that unless he was really playing with John. But I was exhausted. We shot at Terran all day and we had the premiere the night before. It was unbelievable. We had such a good time. And I'm in the window of the guest house and I'm looking out and watching Colton and Cody and Skylar and John. And Skylar's like the sweetest, nicest guy. And all of a sudden I could just hear him screaming at Cody, get in your position, hurry up, you suck. Like, and I'm like, oh God, this guy's going to die soon. Like, you know, you're just watching. But dude, Cody was like, I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I think, you know, it's just super cool. And he's also like a big supporter too. Like Gavin O'Connor, the director of the accountant, is like a huge donor for the foundation.
Right.
Like he was just like sweet as can be to like tell us out there for the, you know, the whole event. He was just awesome, like made us a priority. He was just great, you know. And it's hard to find that in Hollywood. Like JR can attest to, the majority are very cutthroat, right?
Right.
And to see that separation's, you know, a little bit refreshing, you can call it, right?
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yeah.
So you're working in construction, right? And then where you go from there?
Where I go from there, so I was a GC, so I wasn't working, I came with tools. Really just a high management. I'm smart enough to take a test, pass a few tests, fake it till you make it.
How's your Spanish?
Terrible. Like I speak French fluently enough for 2-2, and so I use useless language here. I wish hindsight 2020 I would have learned Spanish.
Yeah.
No, so I'm pointy talkier with the phone.
Nice.
So buy dirt, redevelop it, ground up, and I was doing commercial too. I really just kind of sunset in the commercial because I wasn't into it, like especially after a shooting.
Yeah.
I was over it. Like I'd been looking for something else. The morning I got shot, true story, I messaged the U.S. Marshal Service. I reached out to him at 10:30 that morning, got shot 12 hours later. True story, because I was empty. Like I'd been looking for something for a while, because I'd mentioned it back in November. I was like, hey, dude.
So you call them for employment?
Looking at U.S. Marshals. And I was like, I've been empty. Funny story. So I was empty. I was like going through this. I'm like, this is not what I want to do. What am I doing? You know what I mean? What am I chasing? $1? You can make money in real estate. You can make money building. There's no doubt. And I made more money than I ever did in the military by far. It does nothing. It's not, you know, and then easy come, easy go too. Like you can be sitting there and buy dirt, a couple $100,000, and then next thing you know, you're just wondering like, oh shit. what the fuck am I gonna do? You know, like that money's not there anymore. You can't develop, or you know, whatever, or you get shot, and you're like, you can't pull that money back out.
No, exactly.
Like, yeah.
So that's what is that still the plan?
No, especially not with they get shot, not being able to pass their physical fitness. I don't think I'd be able to meet the requirements. So I was kind of looking at doing something transition to like a defense company or a training company, technical training company, almost like corporate security, something along those lines. Starting something with that.
So you call the Marshal Service in the morning at 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30.
And then that evening you're going to bed.
Yep. Oh, so into the event. Yeah. So I sent them an email. So I can show you the email. It's 10:34. I sent them an email. I got the reply back like, hey, we're not applying. We're not accepting at this time. Because I hit up in November. They said check back in a few months. Marshal Service is one that I just want to be on task force. You know, something with a purpose. I don't know if that's what I want to do, but they that night. So I got a 2-year-old. He's got his big boy bed. He gets out of his big boy bed. He's on my right side. You know, it's like 10 o'clock at night, 10:15.
We spend all that money on those beds, and they barely ever sleeping on here.
I'm telling you right now, like that was the worst. Whoever did this, like side rail I mentioned, go to hell. They don't keep them in there anymore. Like now the kid knows, like what?
Put a jail cell in there.
Like it's like I'm out.
Yeah.
So you can easily now you just could climb over. Instead of climb over, I'm falling real far. You just walks.
It's like jumping a fence.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. This guy's like a little monkey too. So yeah, I can climb easy now. I made it easier. So he's in bed with me on my right side. My wife's next to me is like 10. I'm watching like, I really remember what I was watching, like oversight committee stuff on like that Doge.
Yeah.
It's like 10:15. And my window cracked like an inch. My bedroom's on the second floor over the garage. The window outlooks my driveway and the front street. And I'm laying there and I see a weird light and it just kind of like makes your spice sense tingle, you know? Like it wasn't like an Amazon or UPS, like flash camera, takes off.
Yeah.
Wasn't like that at all.
Can't even hear the Amazon trucks around here. They just came up with these like electric trucks. You get in, you sit in the seat, but it drives you to your route.
We don't got that stuff in Tennessee. We still
it's
gas powered. We're gas powered. We're loud metal boxes.
You'll see the vans around here. It's crazy. There's a big computer in the front. They get in. They're in front of the steering wheel, but their whole route is planned out, and the van drives you through the route. And you're done by like 2:00, and then if you want to do overtime, you come back and you get in another van that's already full, and then you go again.
That's space age stuff. That's
What the fuck
SpaceX
is
stuff. That's space age stuff. I don't mess with that.
No, dude,
that's
that
witchcraft.
stuff actually makes me nervous. It's like-
That's witchcraft. I don't mess with that. And so it just like was a weird light. It was a dull light to flash. And I was like, I saw it. So I slipped out of bed. I don't even lift up the windows, like just doing normal stuff you would do. You don't like pull the blinds down, look out. No, I just kind of look down. I see a kid at my truck below me, which is probably like 12 feet below me, 8 to 10 down, 10 over. And he's at my back door of my truck trying to pop it open. And I see a vehicle on the road. Lights are off. I can see a silhouette of the driver because he doesn't have the dash lights dimmed. I couldn't see anything. I thought they had it. The black looked like blacked out, like almost like you see when they like murder out cars or whatever. You can't see through it. Kind of like your back windows of your truck probably. And
a heavy tint.
yeah, it's like
A limo tint almost.
Yeah, and I wasn't. And so I looked down, and so I'm not even gonna wake up my kid sleeping right next to me. It's 10 o'clock. I just go, "Hey, motherfucker." Sorry if I'm not supposed to cuss on podcast.
No, you can swear all you want.
Okay. So I go, "Hey,
Bad things happen on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Oh, I watched plenty of them. There's some good ones. And so I go, "Hey, motherfucker." And before I get motherfucker out of my mouth, literally, in my peripherals, I see muzzle flash out of the back seat. Some dude had a gun up. I couldn't see it. He must have been back like far enough and deep enough. They had a gun up. It was a Glock 27, 3.5 inch barrel, 3.75 inch barrel, and 40. He opened up, and I instantly go, shit. So I duck and turn and go to dive on my kid, and I got hit diving on my kid.
With the first.
It was in the first 3 rounds that came in because the blood splatter was through the walls. The first one that came in. Oof. Yeah. So I felt myself get hit. It hit me in my kind of rear pelvis. Broke my pelvis, shattered my iliac crest, threw bone shrapnel into my stomach, and then the bullet lodged in my spine, L3, L4. And I didn't feel it then. This was like a God thing because I dive on my kid, grab my kid, I'm covering him. I got bolt holes that go in my bed. And grab my wife sits up, and she doesn't hear the supersonic crack of the bullet overhead or anything besides glass spraying down on her because it's hitting drywall as it's going. So if, I don't know, you can't really tell when it's hitting drywall. It's just this thud and glass spraying. It's like, what's going on?
Because they're shooting out the windows.
Yeah, they're shooting from the first floor up to the second at an angle, so it's not actually hitting her yet, and they're walking them down. As if you're going to walk them in the back of a room. If you've ever shot into a building, if you're trying to walk someone in the back of the room, you shoot lower, as they go.
Yeah.
And come across. That's what you're doing. And so I dive on my
These guys knew what the fuck they were doing.
Their shot group was really good. I'm not going to lie. Their shot group was solid. He had no optics on that thing, a 3.5 inch barrel, 3/4 inch barrel. Yep, 40 cal. He had a shot group.
Oh.
That was legit.
Really?
From about 40 yards away. Yeah. It was not. I'd put him up against better than most cops, probably. My kid knew what he was doing. And my wife sits up. She's like, what is going on? I just take her through the table on the other side as I'm coming across. And that's when first time in my head, I realized it was like, okay, now I'm switched on. I can't stand up. I can't move my lower half. I can move my toes and my feet, but I had no muscle. I had no strength. I kept trying to stand up. My first gun was in the nightstand, and so I was counting rounds during this. I'm like, okay, cool, 6. There's a low on fire. I might grab my second gun. So I shoved my wife ahead of me to go grab my second gun because I can't stand up, and I go across the floor, like the most unsexiest move you ever seen.
Wait, so your wife now is going to
No, I'm on the floor.
Your secondary?
Yeah, I'm on the floor on the other side of the bed. They're firing. There's a lull on fire, and so I have the neighbors' camera footage too, so it confirms there was a gap in fire. What I thought there was around 6, and I'm gonna go get my second gun, which is in my office, one room deep. And
she went and got it.
So I shove her ahead of me to crawl.
Okay.
And I go behind her, wiggling on the floor with my kid right here, and then they open back up, start firing again. They put 14 rounds to the front of my house, and so I get them back in the office. I have her get my second gun, which is secured in my office. I put them underneath my office desk. And I'm applying pressure to my wound, watching the landing, because in my head, okay, you fired 14 rounds, you went through a mag or you have extended mag, something's going on where you might want to come into my house. I was worth it to shoot that many rounds through a house for trying to rob a truck. It just didn't. So to me, I'm like, okay, I can't go on the offensive because I can't move, so I'm hauling up.
Yeah.
And so I put them underneath my office desk. I'm putting pressure on my wound.
Has anyone called the police this time?
So I had my wife tell my wife call the police. And so, and she's in shock, obviously. She's doing the best she can. And so I hear in the background, Larry's like, ma'am, you're not making sense. And so I'm like, here, give me the phone. I'll talk to her, put pressure on my wound. So I made my wife to put pressure on my wound as I talk to the operator. My wife's doing the best she can, because we have a 2-year-old screaming, what's going on. Yeah. And so I talked to the operator. I'm still trying to get the 911 call. They won't release it to me.
What?
Without a subpoena. And he is not. He what he's doing is risking those cops' lives again and again.
Yeah,
and,
civilians.
Yeah, and everyone around them. And the detectives did a great job. Like, I can't. Stellar job. They had a case that was buttoned up through cell phone, all this stuff. And this guy knew none of it. Didn't even know.
How old were the kids?
19 years old.
Both of them?
Yep. The two we caught 2 of the 4.
The other 2 are still.
Other 2 never caught. Those are 2 in the back seat. So one dude, the front passenger, he was the one at my truck. The driver they caught 2 weeks later, still driving the stolen vehicle. Forensic matched a gun in the back seat to the gun that was fired through my house. So we were able to get him with attempted murder, even though he may or may not have been the shooter. Right now, it points to him. Because the guy in the front seat, he squealed on everyone and pretty much said everything that went on. His story lined up perfectly. I believe that kid. I believe he was just the one at the truck.
So he wasn't shooting?
He wasn't shooting. No, the guy in the back seat was shooting.
So the guy in the back seat, which you did not.
We did not catch the 2 shooters.
And they didn't roll on him?
Nope. So he didn't. So the guy who rolled, he said, I don't know those 2. I know their street names. Keypad and Chunky. I got shot by a motherfucker named Keypad.
Oh.
Like, not even a cool name, you know what I mean? Like, dog, give me something hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
man.
Yeah. So, sorry for the tangent on the Nashville DA.
No,
It
it's
really
good,
gets me.
dude. I mean, listen.
Well, it's an elected position in Nashville.
People should know before they move somewhere. You know what
It's
today's like.
it's an elected position. So, like, I'll do everything in my power to make sure you don't get elected again. Because you're the reason. There's people right now complaining because this isn't the first time. This is a common occurrence now in Nashville.
Gang initiation or?
No, them robbing vehicles like this. There's videos that surface now where they're getting out, strong pointing 4 corners with assault rifles. One guy busts out the sunroof and goes in through a top, boosts the car. Like, and then they collapse back in. One gets in they get back in the infield vehicle. 2 jump in the new vehicle and they roll out. Like, it looks like a fire team in the military that pulled this operation.
So I've had I've had 2 cars stolen out of my driveway, a quarter mile from here, and one pretty aggressive interaction in my front yard, and there was like police, fucking helicopters, canines. It was a nightmare. I just think that there's a lot of places, especially places like this, that aren't used to dealing with that mass amount of crime and how aggressive it can get. They're all guys from down south, Dade, Miami, whatever. They come up here and rob these houses that have a bunch of exits in the neighborhood. My freaking street's like a maze. You can get out anywhere, and it's wild. And it kind of blows your mind. There was a homeless dude that was not mentally stable here about 2 years ago in front of the office, and he pulled out his you-know-what and slapped it against the window of the cryo place next to where a girl was working. And like, I just get out of my truck, walk in the office, and I hear like screaming. The guys across the street, and then these other 2 people are coming down the street, and these older people is like, "I'll fucking kill you," screaming. And I'm like, I walk outside, and the guy eye contact with me and beelines it straight at me, like right here. And I'm just like, take one more step, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then he's like, kind of snapped out of it and like took off. So I followed him, and someone else called the cops. The cops came, and he's telling the cops he's gonna kill him, and they just let him go. Just let him go. So
that's crazy.
3 months goes by, and I get a phone call from the police, and they're like, "Hey, the guy you had that interaction with knocked out an old lady and stole her purse. We need you to come in and testify in the original case." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude!"
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you
you had the guy 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I think there's such a huge ability for a lot of attorneys and DAs to use a mental health play to get these guys pretty much out of any situation that they're in, so they don't even try. And it's fucking nuts, dude. And it obviously, until that person is treated properly or spends their time in prison, they're going to continue to do what they're fucking doing, you know?
These kids have multiple felonies before the age of 18, but they were sealed, so you couldn't use them. They were out, multiple felonies, some with firearms.
So you're at the top of the stairs. What's going through your mind there? Are you like awake? You falling out? You're losing mass amounts of blood?
So I'm bleeding out. And I'm switched on right now. I kind of in the zone, like, just like if you've been through like a door. You know what I mean? Like you go through a door. You know what? Your adrenaline's up. You're going. You're calm. Until I feel myself starting to go unconscious. Like I feel that the walls are moving slower, and so I tell the operator like, I'm about to go black out. I'm gonna hand the gun to my wife. I hope you guys are close, because I know when I'm about to go. And she's like, we just turned on your street, and that's when I don't know how it was. I was probably hallucinating, but I heard that 911 operator at the radio on the guys somehow on my porch. I could hear them. I don't know how, but I just knew. I was like, okay, he's here. And boom, 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 dudes come in. And I kind of like started to black out there.
How'd they get in the door?
So my wife jumps over me. So I'm like, go let him in. She goes and lets him in. And then I kind of like black out. I remember waking up and one dude's like staring at my awards on my wall. And this other cop's next to me. I don't know where my wife and...
So you fell out and then woke back up after?
So I'm wake up and they're in my room. My wife has secured my kid and put him in another bedroom to turn on like a Mickey Mouse something. We don't let my kid really watch TV, but we're like, she's doing whatever she can. She's momming, and she's a nurse practitioner, was a trauma nurse. So she is like, she knows enough. She got enough bearing, but she's still in a lot of shock just because like she is not equipped for this.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm like, I'm just in go mode, I guess. But I black out. One guy's like struggling to put on the gloves. So I remember this. So like every time I've been about to die. I don't know how it is for everyone. Like every time you think you're about to die, like you're real close. You're like, okay, this is it. Like the world slows down a little bit, and you remember stupid shit. I don't know. I remember like paint chips on a wall right now. I remember a ceiling being terrible when I was like concussed. Like certain things I remember. Like this one, I remember being like, man, this guy's pouring sweat. He's down this like pouring sweat trying to get his gloves
on. Hard to get those gloves on when your hands are soaking wet, Dude,
he just keeps ripping through these gloves. And I'm just like laying there like, dude, like I'm 35, a white male. Like I'm pretty sure you're good, dude. I'm in suburbia now. Put some pressure on this wound.
Put the goddamn tourniquet on, man.
I'm like, and it's a bullet hole in my back left. I remember being like,
did he know what to do? I mean,
no,
he had no idea.
He wasn't they came up with no guns drawn, nothing like that. And luckily,
how they know there wasn't anyone in the house?
So number 3 comes in, and I'm like, man.
I mean, the first thing to do is to go in the house and clear the entire house before you even treat anybody.
Number 3 comes in. And
even I fucking know that.
Thank God number 3 shows up, because me and him lock eyes upstairs. He's got a pistol in his hand. He's like ready to go. I'm like, this dude, no, thank God.
Get over here.
like, thank God somebody knows. Oh, it's fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle here, And he comes up. He's like, hey, buddy,
Were they young, the police officers?
Yeah, they're very young.
The first 2?
Yeah. And the other guy was younger, but he was probably mid-30s, bearded out. He was different. I don't know what, tactical, whatever he came from. He was not in the same outfit as them.
I mean, did he call to clear the house first?
He came up, cleared the house, checked bedroom, turned the corner, was like, okay, I got you guys. Mm-hmm. What he was under a false pretense was he had 2 cops in there that already did this. So he comes straight to me, got a gun cleared. He's got a gun, check. He's like, okay, they're in there.
Oh, so he was assuming the other cops already
cleared
the...
He excused this. And I still got a gun laying by my hand. And I know, like, you never really do that. You never leave a gun laying next to a dude's hand who's shot, injured. Mm-hmm. He's like, whoa, let's take this. I'm like, okay, you know what's up now. He comes right in, pressure on the wound. And I'm like, you're in the military. He's like, yeah, I was. You were too? I was like, yeah. He's like, I didn't do that. I was like, you did enough. I can tell right now. You know what you're doing. Talking to me like you should, put pressure on the wound. Didn't hesitate. And I kind of like... I blacked out at that point. I knew I was okay. I was like, all right, this dude's...
Yeah, there's someone here that can help.
Yeah, he knows what's going on. I wake up, and I'm on spine board. And...
so you're going in and out of consciousness?
Yeah, I'm like kind of like fading in and out. I'm on spine board. The paramedics roll me. I don't know when they got there, how they got up there. And I kind of freak out, though, and thank God he got that gun, because I'm like, there's my wife and kid. And luckily, that guy's standing at my feet. Like he should be.
The guy.
Number 3.
Okay.
He's standing at my feet. He's like, Emily, I probably shouldn't say my wife. Emily and your kid are over here. They're in this room. They're okay. And I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. And then they're carrying me downstairs. It's like they were carrying me downstairs, and I hit the bottom stair, and I'm like 16 or whatever. And they go, what do you mean? I'm like 16 stairs in this fucking house because my head hit everyone. I have a C-spine injury with no C-spine collar.
Oh my!
Nobody carried my head down the stairs. I'm like 16 stairs in this fucking house because I hit everyone on the way down. Literally. Like I'm like, I got a C-spine injury. I can't feel my lower half. And the dude's like cracking up. I'm like,
Wait,
yeah.
are you on just a? You're just on a.
I'm on a spine board with
spine board.
no neck brace. And obviously, I can't feel my lower half. It's like, imagine it being really asleep, like super asleep, the whole lower half and tingly. I can move my feet, but it's obviously my spine.
Yeah, I had a
There's no exit wound.
injury once to where everything went like completely numb for like about like an hour or so, and it was the most petrifying thing ever.
It's scary. Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I just got back. John's here. You're going down to do stem cell with him. I don't know if you know my story there, but like I I skied at inverted aerials and then did a lot of jits, and my neck was pretty bad. It like morphed like that, so it was straight. And then I'm in Ohio, and there's this like kid trying to like put a deer in the back of the truck, and he was like this young, like, jacked up kid, and he couldn't get up there. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of the way. I grabbed the deer like an asshole, throw it in the back of the truck, go about the day, get up the next morning, go to step out of bed, and I just crumble, piss myself, crying, throwing up, excruciating pain, flip my disc. It was like sitting on a nerve. And I was mangled for like almost a month and a half, 2 months, and they wanted to fuse my neck, right? And I'm like, I'm 45 years old, dude. I really don't want my neck fused. You know, my wife's uncle's Kurt Angle, and I was around when he had his neck fused, and they went from like 1 to like 9, and his whole body's like this. You know, he can't turn his head. That's all I could think about. And I posted on social media, I talk about, you know, helping people, and a Navy SEAL buddy who just met me, just started to work with us, is like, hey, I'm going down to Cancun, and I'm like, I posted this thing like, I'll never run again. I was so depressed, because you go from being able to like be super active, running, like fucking working out, training, being able to play with your kids, be able to lie down in the bed. I slept with like a freaking blanket on my lap, a heavy blanket on a sofa like this for like 25 days, because I couldn't go flat, because if I had to sit up, it was excruciating. Not as bad as the gun wound, obviously, but it was pretty bad. But dude, I'm telling you, this dude calls me up. He's like, I'm taking you to Cancun in 5 days to get stem cell. And I was like, whatever. And I thought it was fucking bullshit, Joe. Like, whatever. Stem cell is not going to fix this. Bro, 24 hours later, I could turn my head. I have zero pain. It was like unbelievable. And like now I'm a huge advocate, obviously, because you're going.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No, I that's the first thing I know. So I did research on this. I'm like, stem cells pop up like stemstones, exones, and like, so I had no, you know, and thank God for you guys, John, Rejuve Stem, like literally Matt, all of you guys, like everything I read, this was it, and like this is not cheap, and thank you, like from the bottom of my heart. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like to be able to play with my kid for the rest of my life, like you have no idea. Thank you. Like I don't know. Like, dude, God dang, that's what gets me choked up is my kid stuff. Like, you don't know. I ran 3 miles that morning, lifted weights. So, like, yeah, like I say, you're seeing what you're doing to me, but you have no idea what you're doing in my life. Like, I can't put it in words. Like, I have a 2-year-old, you know? Like it sucks, you know? Not being able to run after him. Like, you're doing huge things I wish I could pay you back for one day.
Dude, I mean, the reality of it is, dude, is that, you know, there's no reason to pay anybody back, dude. I mean, you'll help somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And it's important to, if you're a man, it's important to make sure another man can provide for their family properly, right? So you wouldn't really be a man if you're not fucking helping someone that's in need, in my opinion, anyways. There's a lot of takers out there, like I was saying before, but like, if when you have the ability to help somebody and you don't, it's fucking weak, right? And it's, you know, it goes both ways. It makes you feel good too, you know, to be able to provide something to change someone's life. And in a way, it's kind of selfish. You know what I mean? It's like, but
no, it's huge. Like, yeah, my kid doesn't even know. He's just excited about the pool. You know, he doesn't know Dad can't, like Dad gets worried now if I'm like by the river fishing or something. If he got in, can I get him out? You know what I mean? Like certain things you can't describe. Like all the moments, like you gotta give me the best shot for it. Like I was a fit enough dude. Like it's huge, man. And he doesn't even know. He's just excited, you know, to be at the pool. It's powerful, dude.
Yeah, the great part.
This shit out.
The great. Well, I'm fucking crying too. So because you kind of can't help but like my situation was minute to that, but like my daughter was just starting to learn how to ride a bike, and I'm like in this massive depression because I can't fucking teach her. I'm like, my fucking wife's gonna teach my daughter how to ride her fucking bike. This is fucking bullshit, dude. You know what I mean? And like now I'm out front sprinting up and down the street, like fuck. I wish my wife taught my daughter how to ride this fucking bike. You know what I mean? It's like 190 degrees out.
It's all of those
But
things.
yeah, dude, it's great, man. And dude, John's awesome, dude. You're in for a fucking treat. Like you're in for a real treat. You'll be down there with Vitor Belfort, Michael Johnson, both UFC guys, and you'll get some. You'll be able to help them tremendously because you'll have full media. You'll be able to tell your story before. I mean, you're going to see some amazing results, and it's fucking awesome. So then you wake up from after banging your head on 16 stairs and
in the back of the ambulance, and so I'm like, dude, where's the fentanyl or ketamine?
where's Matt?
I'm like, give me something because I'm in pain. And he couldn't get the thing open. Long story short, we get to the ER. He gives me a couple ketamine. I'm like, we need more. So at least like I'm not in pain. And later he's like, he tells me like, hold your head straight because I don't have a C-collar in this truck. I'm like, thanks, bro. I'll do that. And so I get to.
Someone didn't brace you?
No, these guys are probably undermanned, understaffed, like worked endless hours, underpaid, obviously. Like,
hey, can you shut that fan off, please, back there?
And so these guys.
I'll cut all this bullshit out. Don't worry.
It's okay. And so, no, he asked me to hold my head straight. So I take him right to ER. They do a X-ray, and it gets in his spine. We got other imaging that shows on the CT scan, like possible damage to organs. So like the surgeon comes up, it's like, I gotta cut you open. So you gotta go to OR right now for your, open up your abdomen because like I had bone shrapnel and stuff in there, and they looked like on the imaging I might have damage to organs. So she's like, honey, I gotta tell you, you might come out with a colostomy bag.
What's that?
You might come out with a colostomy bag. And I look at her and I remember this being like on drugs, but I remember being like, you give me a colostomy bag, you put a 9 mil in my mouth one day, ma'am. So we err on the side of, we take chances. Like I didn't understand the colostomy bag. In my head, I'm like, drugged up. I'm like, just thinking the worst.
Yeah.
Like I can't live a life like that. I'm sure you can. There's a lot of ways. I don't think that at the time. I don't know anything about them. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm shitting in a bag. Like these things that can be reversed.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know any of it. They can be reversed. I don't understand anything medical like that. I've only seen the worst. And so I'm like, you gave me, killed me one day.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got to, honey. I come out and they don't have it. She's like, you're good. You're all right.
So what did the bullet hit?
The bullet hit my pelvis, shattered my iliac crest, threw the bone in there, and then it lodged in my spine.
So essentially, your hip.
Yeah, it hit my hip right here. Came in the rear side portion of my hip. Broke my pelvis down. What they call it, a compound fracture or something?
It was out of your body?
No, it wasn't compound. It was something else. Whatever they call it, whatever fracture. But shattered the iliac crest bone parts off. Threw those into my stomach. And that's where the bullet bounced off and ricocheted. There was a couple lucky things.
And it's still in your back,
Yeah,
right?
it's still on my back today.
Can you feel it there?
I can feel where you touch it. Like it's like sore right there. And like,
will it ever come out?
As of now, no. I actually have another doc. So I've been to multiple neurosurgeons now because the first one told me, good luck. Your new normal will be 2026. No plan, no nothing. One guy told me stem cells were snake oil.
Is this the VA?
So the first one was, the second one was the VA, and the third one was.
Well, you can have that doctor call me, and I will fucking just let him know that he should fucking really fucking do some more research.
They don't. But when you think about what incentive do they have to do research? They're like they got their license back in '75 or something,
Yeah.
Like he's constantly booked up for neuro, and the one I got to now, Dr. Hubbard, he's good. He's a black and white. He wants to know what he can do. He's actually the first one to order more tests. He's like, you need to do a myelogram. You need to do an EMG. Like, you need to do these tests to find out exactly the extent because I can't tell you anything that's going on without knowing all the answers.
Yeah.
He's the first one to do that. And I'm like, why is this guy just discovering these tests that are there? He's like, here's where it's at. And he's like, it doesn't benefit you to pull it out right now because I'll inevitably damage you. Maybe it comes out one day. He's like, right now, you can work on other things because the nerve root was not completely severed.
What did he say about the stem cell?
He has said, like, you can do it, it can help. Cannot, he's like, it's hard to tell. He didn't know without going down, like.
With that bullet in there, I can tell you now, the biggest thing is the inflammation. Like, it's going to just knock that shit out. And then my cognitive function increased tremendously from that stem cell. And exosomes and all that stuff. The IV is like the most amazing part of it all, right? So, can you get me a tissue real quick? The IV is like the most amazing part because they basically, you're going to get injected one day in the OR. They're not going to go too deep in your back. They'll probably do like very shallow injections through your back for that. So there is the ability to have like that spot injection. But when the IV goes in your arm, and it's like, I just remember getting up after, because you're a little off, like, because your body just has this overwhelming amount of cell regeneration going on inside your body. I think that's what you call it, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember getting up and just all of a sudden being like, I need a massive amount of food immediately. And I went and ate like 2 massive skirt steaks at this like restaurant, and I slept for 14 hours. And I legitimately got up and I was like in the hotel room staring at myself in the mirror going, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was insane. And I'll show you my MRI. They couldn't replace the disc because my neck was at an angle to where they couldn't fit in a replacement, and the disc was like flipped. It wasn't like vertical, it was like angled, so it's sitting on the nerves, and my other ones are compressed now because of the angle of that one. And it was just my C1 through 6 just fucking gone. And like, everyone's like, well, have you done an MRI after that? I'm like, what fucking difference does it make? My fucking neck works now, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't care if it's turned around.
But I'm going back down in July to get another IV bag because I'm going to try to stay ahead of it.
Yeah.
But the doctor was like, if we treat this like 4 times over the next like 2 years, you should be in pretty good shape for about another 10 to 15 years. And I was like, holy crap. And I'm actually taking my family down. I'm going to give my kids those bags as much as I can every 2 or 3 years, because MS, Parkinson's, dementia legitimately will make it retreat up to 30% if you catch it early. So you can basically hold it in stage 1. And that's the reason why we don't have it here in the United States, because it would just destroy the amount of money Big Pharma would make from treating those symptoms.
Sad.
It's disgusting, dude. I mean, it's, if you even think about it, and like, you know, there's the reason why I have a lot of Green Berets around me is because like Big Pharma probably wants to kill me, right? So
you're probably not a big fan. Yeah.
They're not a big fan. You just think about like how much could be solved by like 1 cc of testosterone at the VA, rather than like Xanax, Percocet, Valium. You know, it's like, dude, the guy's got a 300 test level. He's estrogen dominant. That's why he's suicidal. You know, and he's going through this massive transition. They don't treat like the natural pathway of just like getting him back to when his hormones were when he was 18 or 24 years old. And like, it's so disgusting to watch, and it's so cheap to fucking fix. But that's the problem. It's so cheap to fix. And it's the same thing with the stem cell stuff, man. It's fucking brutal.
Which is not cheap to fix, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh no, dude! Listen, man, that'll come back to him tenfold, and you know, and again, it is selfish. Like, to be able to see you do what you want to do, you can't put a price on that. Like, you can't. If you had the ability to do it for someone else that you knew a good buddy of yours cared about, you'd fucking do it in a second. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking money, dude. Right?
Right.
And like, I learned from my incident that money means fucking nothing when you cannot be healthy, dude. It is like, I would have given every dollar in the bank to make that go away. I would have sold my house, my car. I would have been living in a trailer to make that pain go away. It was fucking terrible. So, it's totally worth it. So now you're in the hospital. They have the surgeries done. Sorry to veer off there.
No. Yeah, so in the hospital, I go to ICU, and they find out someone cost me back, and it was just like started the recovery road while in the hospital.
How long were you in the hospital for?
Probably like 10, 12 days.
It's crazy. Like, when'd you call Matt? How long were you in there for?
I was in the ICU when he was setting shit up for me. Like, I was literally in the ICU. Somehow you guys...
Did you find out from him or somebody else?
No, it's another buddy that we're in the LURS with together. I hadn't talked to Kalob in, I don't know, 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And our boy Jesse hit me up. He's like, hey, dude, you talk to Kalob? You hear he got shot? I'm like, I heard he retired. How the hell fuck did he get shot? And he started sending me all the news articles. I was like, damn. So I called him up. We talked real quick. Of course, he's joking like he always is. He's like, oh, man, you know, just super fun loving. Like, it's no big deal. He's laid up in the ICU with a bullet hole. And we had, I don't know, 15, 20-minute long conversation. Yeah. And I just, you know, we just recently started working with you. I'm like, fuck, what we do? And I called Sid like immediately, and we're, I don't know, 3 weeks out from the military appreciation weekend, like the busiest time of year.
What's fucking
Everything's
nuts.
crazy. This is, this is really important event to Sid and us and everything. And Sid straight stopped everything he was doing and spent 2 days straight on the phone, man, calling and getting help. And that's also when I knew, I was like, all right, this dude's like, it was very cool.
Yeah,
There's a legit amount of benevolence here, and it was pretty rad to see.
So you fucked our event up a little bit, dude.
Yeah, no, sorry. I know.
Can you have it happen after the event next year?
I know, right? My bad, dude. My bad.
No, dude, it was unbelievable that you showed up there. I was like, holy fuck, this dude's here. So I haven't met your wife yet.
She was the blonde lady, so you have to meet her today. I'm sure you meet her today.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But like, I was like, I didn't even know she was there at the event until you started to speak, and then I don't know. I just there was a lot going on.
Oh, there was I tried to like you had everyone pulling you every direction. Like I was like, I'm just gonna. I felt bad, but I'm like, this dude's doing all this stuff for me. Matt's like, I'll sit to this. I'm like, hey Matt, I'm trying to bug him. He's getting tracked down by everyone. I'm like, these dudes are doing all this stuff for me, and I just can't talk to anybody because they're getting pulled by everyone. And I'm walking out. Somehow you guys put out a flyer that everyone knew who I was, but I didn't know who anybody was. Yeah. And so they're like, what up, Caleb? I'm like, what up? I don't know who you are, but yeah. It's kind of like weird. I was like, I'm trying to get a hold of you. Hey, I want to thank you. 12 people in line to talk to you. Yeah. Matt's like, I got to go over here and do this. 6 people are trying to grab Matt and Holton. I'm like, yeah, thanks guys for the free shit. Like I'm a dirtbag. like I felt terrible.
It was great because I mean, look, dude, there's a lot of people there that are going through shit, and by you showing up at that event, like 3 weeks after being shot, puts things into perspective for a lot of poor me's out there.
Yeah, it was really impactful.
It was super impactful. Like one of the hardest things for me at that event are when guys come up to me and they're like, my life is so bad, and like I came here to find friends and this, and I'm like, so what are you doing to like make your life better? Are you in like a rinse and repeat mode? Not just veterans. There's civilians there too, and they're just like, oh, I see your community of people, and well, you made a good step. You came here, but what are you gonna do when you fucking leave? And I'm in this dead end job. I can't find a girlfriend. My wife left me. My kids don't want anything to do with me. Well, have you looked at your fucking self? And then like when you think about it, you went on stage and spoke. No one came and bitched and complained to me after you spoke. It was like, oh fuck. Like, put your problems. Sit around with 30 people. I'll put your problems in the middle. You'll take yours back.
Right.
That's why I'm saying like you shouldn't feel bad at all. You've already helped a tremendous amount of people just by showing up there.
Yeah, it was important to me to show up for all you guys that did for me.
And you fucking drove.
Oh yeah,
with a 2-year-old.
So I was
talking about brain trauma, dude. I would have flown you out.
No, dude, it was because I couldn't fly. Like I was too much pain, and so I had to be able to stop a bunch. And so like sitting there like on an airplane, like 2 hours kills me. Like especially now, like it's getting a little better, but it's just nerve pain and stuff. So like it was able to stop and control like my own pace if I had to stop. Like I didn't want to risk it 3 weeks out.
So I when I got up that morning and collapsed on the floor and the pain first hit me, it was 4:30 in the morning. I had a flight at 6. So I just ate a bunch of Advil, and like I was not thinking properly because I was just in this like crazy pain that I've never ever felt that much pain before in my life. Like I had shoulder surgeries, knee surgeries, snapped this finger completely like off. It was like hanging. They fucking nothing even close to where your neck is like a real serious thing. In like jujitsu or wrestling, control their head.
Yeah.
They can't move. Yeah, it's a fucking real thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I fucking go to the airport, dude, and get on a flight.
That's brutal.
And as soon as we hit like 10,000 feet, I can feel it getting worse and worse. And then there's this woman next to me. I was on Southwest because I wanted to get like a direct flight home that morning and get home to go straight to work. There's a woman next to me with her 10-year-old daughter who falls asleep, and she falls asleep, and her daughter ends up falling and like sleeping on me. And like I got kids, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, man, I feel bad here. So I'm like trying to push her off of me. I'm in so much pain, and then we hit like 25,000 feet, and that pressure on my neck, I was like, what did I just? Can we please land this plane like right now? It's the worst like 2 hours of my life up there. And as soon as I land, my driver picked me up, a buddy of mine, fucking straight to the ER like right now, dude.
Right.
And then we had a CT scan. But not a good suggestion if you're in massive pain to get.
That's the way it was like on this one. I couldn't wait for it to come down. Like normally I'm like, I've flown a ton. I was like, how long is this flight? Like an hour 55. I'm like counting the minutes down. I'm like, just miserable. And we had direct flight, thankfully. You know, my kid's doing great on there. I'm the one doing the bad on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing great. I'm just like, oh my gosh, get down. And just like, it's like nerve pain. It's weird in your head.
Was that his first flight?
Yeah. Yeah, it was first flight. Killed it.
Yeah, that's
And I'm
great.
already, Dad's not killing it.
No Benadryl?
No Benadryl. No, my wife was like, I forgot that drug him up. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble. Luckily it worked. Like, he just like,
I'm sure he was just totally into it, right?
oh, he was just, whoa, we're in the clouds, you know what I mean? And he got a little Dino, just like, what? You know, doing all those things. Like, kid.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's like the best fun-loving kid you can have. Like, I mean, raised he's like a wild man, but it's like what I wanted.
It's a common theme here too. We all have at least one child that's a little bit more wild than the other.
Oh, this kid's wild. Like, I mean, but I meant to do it. It's by design, but love it. Yeah, I mean, you got to take what you get.
Yeah, like our wives, Colton and I was like, specifically will not allow our daughters to hang out for like probably another 10 years. 'Cause like Avery and Juliet love each other, and then they like battle, and Juliet needs them. Like, Colton, you can just let Avery go. Colton's like, no, it's gonna be bad. Like, it's gonna be real bad. And I'm like, she deserves it. She's being a little bit of a bitch. She's like, not that type of pain.
No.
You know, it's the best. But you know, it's. I mean, look, dude. Especially, you know, it's great to have kids that are outgoing, energetic, like not behind a fucking video game all day long, and you know, doing like getting them outside and stuff like that. It's such an important thing for kids. Like Matt was telling me, well, you took your son just out camping the other day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many kids do you think have never even been camping or on like a hike or like fishing? Like, just there's a lot of freaking kids. People are like, I've never flown before. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what have you done? Have you ever gone like Appalachian Trails? Nope, I haven't done any of that. You're gonna have some regrets when you're 60, dude. Like,
right?
There's like, and the best part about it is it's fucking free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no charge to go in the woods and hang out. You know what I mean? And I think for boys and girls, it's just like such a great, it's such a great escape. You know, and to understand, like, it's not just concrete barriers and suburban life or whatever it is. It's so important. You know,
that's huge for us now too. That's why we're moving. We're looking for moving the country. We're already selling our house. We got shot up, everything like that.
Are you guys still staying there?
Nope.
Okay.
Haven't been back yet. We've been bounced around a little bit. Airbnb, you guys helped out, and then
Special Forces Foundation helped you with that? Or?
They did too. Special Forces Foundation, Core Medical was a huge part of it. You guys downplay your part. I think you guys are the biggest part of anybody, like by far. So I can't underestimate. Like, you guys have been like the biggest part of it all. There's been some help out from Special Forces Foundation.
Yeah.
And then now we're actually in an apartment right now because we're going to sell our house. We're going to do something with Beyond the Barracks. We're kind of scrap that idea altogether. I'm just not going to go to subdivision. I don't want to be my kid in a subdivision again. I'd rather just give it to somebody who really needs it, you know? Like, I can go buy a home. So I'm going to buy a home where I want to buy a home with my kid. I'm a builder, so I also have that resource to build my own home. I just isn't worth it for me wasting 1, 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Not at his stage in life, so.
Yeah. So are you working again, or?
So I started building. I bought land to develop back in December. Got held up in permits and demo, and then got shot. So then I just like finished up demo like 3 or 4 months behind. And if you own your own business, to the quarter of the year, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like that's a hard makeup, especially when cash is tied up, or in dirt. Because to develop, you put a lot of money in first.
It'll work out.
Yeah, it's gonna buff.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, I've been in some pretty rocky financial situations before.
Just makes the wind out the other side
like,
feel
people will
good.
be like, dude, like, how are you even functioning right now? I'm like, it's gonna work. I'm kind of like a cowboy with business. You know, I'm like, oh, I'll just figure it out as I go. You know, people are like, you have a business plan? I'm like, a business plan. As soon as you start that business plan, something goes sideways, that business plan goes out the window.
Right.
You do a business plan after year 1
right.
when you find out what the fucking problems are. You know what I mean? Like, I tell people I do some small mentorship with kids and stuff, and they're like, "Do you want to see my business plan?" I'm like, "No, I want to sit down and fucking talk to you, bro.
Right.
See if you should even be doing this shit." You know what I mean?
Right.
And but I mean, you gotta. I mean, you've been in very risky situations in your life.
Right.
So like the reality of it is that's where you're comfortable.
Right.
And I think that's like that's a good thing, you know, that high pressure environment, you know, is a very hard place to operate. And Matt and I were talking, like we kind of like that's where guys like you operate the best in high pressure environments, right?
Yes.
So it's like just transition that over to like the civilian life, and you'll be a 1%er there too, because most people cannot operate in high pressure environments. Like when I moved to Florida, I remember driving down A1A the first week I'm here. It's like Tuesday, and the fucking beach is packed. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like no one works. Like what
Right.
the hell's going on? And it's like packed. I mean, you can't even see the sand. And I remember saying to myself, dude, I just got to outwork all these people down here. This is going to be easy compared to where I came from. You know?
Right.
I just got to go to work, you know,
Right.
and it's I mean, you already have the skill. So, you know, that won't be hard. The only other thing I wanted to touch base on is, you know, what's interesting for me is, you guys ever have a friend that like calls you and you're like just fucking busy, dude, and it's like you just can't get back to them, and then they get all butthurt. Have you ever been there before?
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this fucking dude, you know, he's a good buddy of mine, and now he doesn't return my phone calls. Well, I have a wife, kids, business, and I got some shit going on.
Right.
And then you have certain friends that like you don't speak to for like 10 years, and you can just call and pick up right where you left off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a difference in those kind. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like as we get older, you kind of have to respect that space, and I think that you know, it's you know, for Matt just to fucking just be like, bro, this guy did multiple deployments and comes home and gets shot in his fucking house, and I was like, what the fuck? And like it was, and then I started to read the articles, and I was like, I called a buddy of mine up there, and he's like, yeah, that shit, it's all over the fucking news and stuff. I was like, holy crap. So I mean, it's great. You know, I applaud him for not speaking to you for 10 years and being that man to just fucking use every resource humanly possible, which is important. Even if you don't have the resource, you can find the fucking resources. And, you know, that's what he did. And it was fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah. For him to do that, like, but that's who Matt is. Like, I don't know. That's kind of the people I surround myself with. I like to say I am too.
Mm-hmm. Of course you are.
And the kind of people like, I would expect nothing else of Matt.
Yeah.
I'd be just, you know what I mean? It's just like when you're in the Brotherhood, like we're in the same tab or the same beret, that's like different. You know what I mean? You have a bond that goes back that was forged in this shitty ass year of your life plus.
Uh-huh.
And then you both go on the, you know, walk the same halls, do the same thing in different capacities, different areas, but still like, it's like, they call it the Brotherhood, but it like is more than that.
Uh-huh.
It's like incredible to see, especially like, out of nowhere. I don't need to pick up the phone, or he hasn't talked to me for 2 years. I'd give, you know, Sarah, you know, let me say your wife's name, whatever, Sarah, on the podcast. His kids, like I knew them as babies, you know, so I would owe that to him. Like, like I just feel like I'm part of his family, and we don't have to talk every day. It was super powerful though. Super powerful.
Well, I want to thank you very much, dude. It was great, Matt. Thank you. And, you know, I'm excited to see the success out of this story. You know, from real bad shit comes some real good shit sometimes. And I mean, you know, your calling might even be, you know, doing some public speaking and, you know, going to a hospital and helping someone else in that same position. It's, you know, when bad things are happening in my life, the first thing I do is try to go find someone that needs help immediately. Because when you're, a lot of the times their problems are a lot worse, and you're helping them solve those problems. And number two, now you're out of your own headspace. And like there's some points to where you're not capable of being that person, and then you work towards it. Because I was that guy that couldn't get out of my own way. Like I had to leave Massachusetts, or I would be like dead or in prison. And I came down here. I'm like, I'm not gonna be the dude moving all over the fucking world.
Right.
And I decided to change my life. And then when you are in a position to help people, and then things go bad, like that's an amazing outlet, and I use it all the time. So my hat's off to you, dude. Thanks. I know this stuff isn't easy to chat about. It's the second time I ever cried in this podcast, so thank you for that. You accomplished something here today. And dude, I love you guys both. So thank you.
Thank you. Love you guys too, and I appreciate everything you did.